Okay guys, so today, as you can see by the title, I'm going to be talking about my experiences as a teen parent. Okay, so as I'm editing the video right now, I noticed that I said teen parent, but for those of you who don't know, I actually have no kids of my own, so I meant step parent. I'm sorry about that, but keep watching. I don't know. Okay, so originally I had like a list of like points that I was gonna talk about, but then I felt like they weren't like good ones because I still seen myself like going all over the place. So I'm gonna just talk about it just in order from what I can remember to now and give you guys my advice kind of in a way. Maybe the next video would be full of advice, but for this one I'm just going to talk about my experience. And if you guys have any questions, you guys can just always hit that link in the description and go to my Instagram and DM me personally, and I'll give you guys my feedback. I think in like a few days maybe I'll do like a Instagram poll and I'll have you guys ask me more questions to get an update on this for the questions that I didn't answer that you guys still want to know. So let's get straight into it. So my boyfriend's name is Jerome. He has 3 kids, 3, 2, and 10 months. Yeah, 10 months. So yeah, they're babies. My experiences were tough because I already knew he had kids. So let me go back a little bit. So he's actually my first boyfriend, and I was dating him back in my freshman year, 2014. For those of you who know me already know that, but if you don't and this is your first time seeing this, pause, go hit that subscribe button, click that bell, give me that like, and now we can get started. So for those of you who don't know, Jerome was my boyfriend in high school in 2014. We were together for about a year, and then we ended up breaking up. But when we broke up, we were still kind of like on and off. Within that time though, he did have kids, and now that we're back together, obviously those kids are still with him. So now I'm telling you my story. So when we got back together, it was February 20th, 2019. That's the day we made it official. When we got together, I knew he had 2 kids already. I knew he had the first 2, which is Mackenzie is the 3-year-old, and then Jerome Jr. is the 2-year-old. I knew he had those 2 already, but I didn't know about the 3rd because the 3rd one wasn't born yet. He told me, eventually I found out a few months later. He ended up admitting it to me because I found out first and then I asked him, and he ended up telling me like, yes, I do have another one on the way, but I didn't want to tell you just because I wasn't sure of like how you would take it, or you know. And I understood because the way he explained it to me, like we had a full talk about it, and I understood, and I was like, that's fine. Like, you don't know, you're not gonna tell everyone your whole business and not like know for sure if they're, you know, serious about you yet. So I ended up finding out, we had to talk about it, and boom, we got past that. But when, I guess this is all from my point of view, so don't come at me, I'm just explaining from what I think. When his baby mother found out, she didn't let him see the kids for a few months until actually baby number 3 was born. So he was born in July 25th of 2019. So about 5 months, I would say, he didn't see Jerome and Mackenzie. So from that time, I witnessed personally him calling him, trying to see them, but he just couldn't. She just wouldn't let him. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was me. I'm sure it was, not trying to sound like it was me, but like I'm sure it was, just because the way they broke up, it was kind of like I'm not gonna get into that, but anyway, it was kind of a way that she would still feel some type of way about it. So I mean, if it was me in that position, I would kind of be bothered about it too. So I understood, but then again, it was like kind of hard just because I was like, okay, I don't want to be the reason you don't see your kids, so like what is it gonna be? And me and him had some disagreements too, and it wasn't easy at all. Like, if you guys are in this position now, go ahead and drop down below your situation, or even some advice that you can give me that I don't know yet. But it wasn't easy at all. It was actually kind of hard because there was a time also where she would send me screenshots of like old messages of them trying to say that he was still messing with her. And girl, it was a lot. Like, it wasn't easy, and it's kind of frustrating thinking about it, just because it's like, wow, like I went through a lot. We went through times where he couldn't see the kids. She would try to send me some things and get us to break up, and I don't know if that was her intentions. I don't know if it was the truth, because every time I asked her for an actual date of what was in the screenshot, I never got a date. So obviously I'm never gonna believe something that I don't know when it was, because it could be from freaking 5 years ago. But anyway, so we went through times like that where it would be rocky, where we would argue and then want to break up, and then argue and then want to break up, and it was just ridiculous. But I knew that coming into a guy's life and he has kids, it wasn't going to be easy. So in my head, I'm like, okay, well, this is part of him, and this is just a rough patch. Like, this is just the start, this is just the beginning, so let's get through that. So July 25th comes, and that's when I actually meet the kids, because he got a call from her saying that she was having the baby. So I ended up taking him to the hospital. She knew that I was going, though. He ended up telling her, well, she's gonna come with me, blah blah blah. It was actually my car that we went in, because his car wasn't drivable at the time. When we got there, he actually went upstairs to see his son, and I stayed with the other 3. And by 3, I mean Jerome, Mackenzie, and her other daughter from a different guy. I'm not trying to say any names. I'm not trying to put anyone's business out there. So for those who do know me, I'm just trying to explain the situation a little bit better so other people can understand. But I ended up staying with them 3, and we were downstairs. It was kind of awkward just because that's the first time I met them, and they're literally staying with strangers. But who else were they gonna stay with, because they weren't allowed to go upstairs. Jerome actually asked the guy, hey, can they come upstairs with me? He said no kids allowed. So I had to stay with them, which was fine with me. I mean, I'm gonna have to be with them one day anyways, so today would be the first day. So that day they were kind of like, girl, who are you type of thing, but we kind of got along pretty cool. I have some clips from that day, actually the first day I met them, so if Jerome allows me to put them in, because this is all with Jerome's consent. He actually is the one who told me to make it, and a lot of people were requesting this video just to see like my point of view and things, and for like advice. So this is just my way of making the video to give other people some like feedback, if that makes sense. So anyway, I might place some videos along this video. Jerome, say cheese. 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 Why are you crying? You're gonna be scared. All right? He like wants to put his head under. All right, go under. Ready? Uh-oh. Now he's calm. He's happy. We were waiting for the reaction. But that day they were kind of like iffy with me. Baby Jerome cried a lot. Like, he would look at me and be laughing, like laugh with me, and then 2 seconds later he cried. So that day it was okay. I mean, for the most part, them not knowing me, they did pretty good. I mean, they did cry sometimes just because they didn't know who I was and they wanted to be with their parents, which is absolutely fine because I'm not trying to take anyone's position here. But that was actually the day that I met them. So after that, we ended up going home with them because she had to be in the hospital for a few days, I believe. I don't remember how long, but she was in the hospital for a little minute. And we stayed with the kids, so they kind of got used to me from those couple of days that I was with them. And even then, it wasn't easy because I don't know what to say without saying too much. So when we had them for those few days, it was okay. I'm never gonna say it was ever perfect because in the beginning it literally wasn't. Even now it still isn't, but those kids are like my babies. Like, they love me and I love them, and like we're so close. I got you. I got you. I got you. 1, 2, 3 when you're next to me. I love you. What to do now? Only promise I love you. What to do? You got me down, make my world spin round. I love you. What to do now? Why you all over my phone? it still was kind of rocky because after those days that we did see them, she didn't let him see them again for a few more months. So it was literally so hard in the beginning because they would argue a lot, and then I'm sitting here like, well, like, you know, okay, so for me, I would think of it as, okay, well, why are you even arguing with her? Why are you, like, if it's not about the kids, why are you arguing with her? And in his eyes, he understood, but he felt like he had to say something back because she would always say something disrespectful, or he would say something disrespectful and she would say something back, and it would just be like an ongoing thing, and it was just annoying for me because I'm like, okay, this is ridiculous though. Like, what's the point of this? Like, y'all are talking about nonsense at the moment. Like, if she has the kids, boom, whenever you get the kids, that's when you talk to her, boom, and whenever she gets the kids, that's when you talk to her, boom. Like, I just felt like it should be that easy. But then being in a situation is kind of not, just because they don't get along. So that's just me, like, seeing it from the outside. Me and her even got to a few arguments before, and I'm not gonna lie, I would tell Jerome, like, okay, this is not gonna work out. Like, we're just not gonna be together. This is way too much for me. Like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? But he ended up telling me, like, me and him literally have had so many of these sit-down talks, but he ended up telling me, like, you knew what you were getting yourself into, and I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit here and act like it's easy, but, like, I want you to actually, like, hold me down and just get through this rocky part with me, because eventually it will be smooth. And it's just something that we're going through right now, and I know it's new for you, because I feel like if I went through this before, I would already know what to expect. But since this is my first time ever dating a guy with kids ever, and it's not just one kid, it's not just two, but it's three, like, I felt like that was pretty hard. And like I said, he didn't see them for the first 5 months of me and him being together, because he only seen them when Jeremy was born. So I feel like those first 5 months were pretty, like, calm for us. But the only reason that it wasn't is because his baby mother would always, like, message me, hit me up, call me. And I'm not trying to throw, like, her under the bus either, but, like, she was just trying to tell me, like, from her point of view, how she feels. And I was understanding that because we were talking, like, woman to woman, which was fine. But I will never listen to something someone else tells me unless I witness it on my own, if that makes sense. So whatever she was telling me, I couldn't just go based off of that and just stop talking to Jerome. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had to go off of my own judgment and my own perspective of things. So even to this day, me and her are not, like, cool. We're not the best friends. We, like, literally don't talk unless, like, we're dropping the kids off, because I'm, like, always with Jerome. And so she does see me, I do see her, and we'll, like, chit chat a little bit, but it's never, like, to the point where we're like, hey bitch, like, how the fuck are you? Oh my god, like, what did y'all do this weekend? Like, it's never, like, that serious. Like, it's never that cool. So I think it's just kind of a cordial thing, but sometimes there is, like, some times where we do argue, or she argues with him and I don't like it because the things that she's arguing with him about are literally nonsense. I feel like I should just have a say in certain things, but I never, like, do it to the point where I'm, like, posting on social media, exposing stuff or telling people's business. Like, I'm not like that. I just keep everything on the low, really, and whatever I say to Jerome. I never really say to anyone else. So besides that, like, it's never easy. It's still super hard. It does get frustrating. I don't know if that helped a lot at all, and I feel like I even was jumping around all over the place. But basically what I'm saying is you have to keep an open mind, and if you know what you're going into, stay that way, and just remember that that's the reason that you went into it in the first place, and don't think about the negatives. Oh my god, what the fuck? Hey, my name is Bonkwikwi. What the fuck? Why do I look like this? I got chapstick all over my whole freaking face. Okay, no, seriously, why the fuck am I looking like this? And why the fuck is my eyebrow freaking splitting in half and my hair is not cooperating with me? Blended families are okay. I come from a blended family. Jerome comes from a blended family, and I just feel like overall all that matters is that you're happy with who you're with, and you guys together would do what's best for the children. And in my case, I feel like since I just love kids so much that I would I don't like, I don't care at the end of the day what goes on unless it benefits me. And if it's not benefiting me, then so that's all. Like that's really all. I'm definitely gonna do a part 2 to the video because I already feel like I'm not really answering everything. But again, this is just from my point of view. This is my experience. This is my story. So I'm giving you guys raw what I feel, and that's what I went through. So I went through almost breaking up with Jerome, going through so many arguments, arguing with her, him not being able to see the kids, so me and him get into arguments just because he's feeling some type of way and he's sad about the situation, but he doesn't want us to break up. And it's just so much that goes on behind doors that people don't see on a daily basis, but it's something that you have to keep going through in order to get through it. You hear when people say what is it, what is it called? I literally forgot. It's like you have to go through the worst. You have to go through the worst to get to the best. Something like that. I can't think right now, but it's something like that, and that's literally true. Like, it's not gonna come to you. Like, you have to go through it. You have to go through it. You have to push yourself, and eventually, once you're done, you're gonna be like, damn, finally, like, and you're gonna be like, damn, I'm so happy that I actually stayed and I actually did what I was supposed to do, and I actually completed like what I came here for. Like, I went through the tough times and now I'm chilling. Now I'm at my happy point, you know what I'm saying? So it's like tough in the beginning, but I'm telling you, you'll get through it. And if you remember always in your head the reason you started it in the first place, nothing else should matter, baby. That's me. I said those words, okay? And I'm 20 now, so like, since I'm not going through it, I feel like if I did make a video when I was first going through it, I'll be tight and I'll be talking so much shit. But since being in this, you have to be mature about the situation. You always have to think before you do something. So say, for example, say I ended up fighting her, right? Just saying this out of just random. So say, for example, I ended up fighting her. That could have caused so much extra drama. She could have went to court. She could have told them I fought her. She don't want me around her kids because I put my hands on her. It could have started so much, and then it really could have just ended up backlashing at Jerome, and he probably would have never seen his kids because he would have been with me. So it would have been either him choosing his kids or choosing me, because either way, like, I wouldn't have been able to be around them. So if he was with them, I couldn't be with him, and it would have been tough. So things like that you just have to think about, because karma comes around, and those kids aren't mine, but boy, I love them babies. I'm gonna say it straight. Like, they are so cute. They listen. They don't give me no, like, they literally come to me like if I'm their older sister, like if I've been around or something. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it sounds weird to say that, huh? But you know what I mean, because I'm not taking nobody's spot. So I would always think of it as like, they just know that I'm an adult to them, and they like respect me the same way they respect their father. They respect me. Like, they'll come to their dad and get scared if they poop on themselves, and they'll come to me and get scared if they poop on themselves, just because they know that, like, okay, like, I'm about to get in trouble. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just little things like that. And I can definitely give you guys another video with them, and y'all can see for yourself, because like, it's amazing. And I'm so happy that I was able to meet them, and the fact that I've just known them since they were so little. When they grew up, they'll always remember me as that parent figure to them too. So that's what makes me happy. And it's been literally a long, like, tough experience, if that makes sense. But either way, a lot came out of that, and I'm so happy that I ended up being where I am now. Because if me and Jerome did break up, I would have never had those experiences. I would have never had those times with the kids. They would have never gotten comfortable with me. And let me tell you, at first, they were not comfortable at all. Like, you can tell. The first night they slept over with us, the time where we had to get them from the hospital, the next morning, as soon as Jerome seen me, he started crying. I kid you not. And now when he wakes up and he sees me, he'll come running to me like, hey, good morning, Gia. So listen, great things come out of great things, okay? It just takes time, baby. I'm so hot. So I hope I gave you guys a good story of my experience and everything. I know now there is definitely still times where they argue and I get into it and I'm like mad myself and I will talk shit, and I'm not gonna lie because I'm not a liar and I don't fake the funk. But it's just good to say that we can be cordial around each other just for the kids, because when they grow up they'll know for themselves and they'll be able to think what they want to think. But at least we're not giving them any bad vibes, and they're not looking at us like, what the hell are they doing? Because we don't fight in front of them, we don't argue in front of them, nothing. So they'll have their own perspective on things even when they get older. And that's kind of my story time, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if I didn't answer the questions that you guys were looking for, or if I didn't speak about more experiences or get into an actual story, let me know if that's what you want to know. Let me know if that's what you want to see. Definitely follow my socials. The link is always in the description below to my Twitter, Snapchat, and Instagram, so definitely go follow those. I will be posting a poll, like I said earlier in the video. I will be posting a poll sometime soon, definitely really soon. I just don't know when yet, but just keep an eye out on my Instagram polls. Send me questions, DM, or when I do post a poll, it doesn't matter. Whatever you need to know, whatever you want to know, whatever you have questions with, whatever you're struggling with, definitely hit me up, and I will be there to help you guys out and answer some questions. I will be making a part 2 on this video with bullet points this time, just so you guys can get a better understanding, because I feel like in this video I was all over the place a little bit. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, hit that like button, and see you next time.